The Royal Finale, Chapter 6, The Comeback. A few days after your first mission for V, in theory, you, Liam, and your friends are playing with Amanda in your duchy solarium.
So, no news from Lena on your next mission yet?
All quiet from the Cordonian front, for now.
Where is Auntie Lena? Can she visit soon?
I'm not sure. Things are complicated with Auntie Lena.
Oh, okay.
How about playing with one of your other aunties and uncles for now? Why don't you play with Auntie Hannah?
Yay, Auntie Hannah!
Hey, your lovely wants to play too. Hannah grabs Amanda's lovely from its resting place on the table and puts her hand onto the cloth like a puppet. And she does a silly voice when she speaks.
Amanda, I have a story to tell ya. Oh, tell me. You remember you couldn't help me or couldn't find me the other day? I was away on a grand adventure. A hawk flew into your window and picked me up in its talons and flew me all the way to the edge of Valtoria.
Amanda leans in, propping her head on both hands, enraptured by Hannah's silly narration.
Oh no, how did you get back? With the help of a few new friends. First, I sailed across the pond on the back of a duck.
Your phone rings as they continue. It's from an unknown number. You share a look with Liam before answering and crossing the solarium for privacy. Hello, who's this? Why do we need privacy now from a mission that everybody knows about? Lena, the Circle, has a mission for you. Right. I assume the first sends her to regards. You can hear the smirk in her voice when she responds. Yes, she does. She also expects you to continue handling your missions and the Imperi secrets with discretion. I get it. Need to know basis and all that. So, what am I this time? Bigger fish, higher stakes, and old friends. You've proven yourself capable, but we need to know you're ready for real work. And this time I won't be babysitting you. A solo mission? Where did he come from? I guess we passed the last test with flying colors if the Circle already trusts us on our own. Your performance was satisfactory. Make sure it stays that way when you get to Auvernal today. Since your old friends Isabella and Bradshaw lost their thrones, the Circle wants you to pick the next monarch. Hold on. I'm picking a new ruler? You want me to decide who's going to sit on Auvernal's throne? That's what I said. You wanted to run with the pack, so it's time to be a wolf. There are two candidates, and you and your entourage will go to Auvernal to meet them this afternoon. The Circle knows you rely on your friends, so they can be the sounding board, but the final decision is yours. Afterwards, the Voice has arranged an appearance for your family on Julia Riviera's show, where you're expected to make your decisions known. So basically us being held accountable. Okay. Okay, I guess I'll go ahead and decide the fate of a nation inside of a day. Anything else? Just one thing. Don't screw this up. You hear a click as the line goes dead, and you turn to look at your friends, feeling as shocked as Liam looks. Everyone looks like we're going to Auvernal.
Yay, wooty whip!
After you recap the conversation with Lena, your friends take Amanda to pack a bag while you and Liam head to the boutique. You gotta wonder if Olivia isn't, part of the whole, thing. I wanted to ask, when you spoke with Lena, how did she sound? And how the hell did you know we were going on a solo mission? Like her usual terse self. It was just so weird to talk to her again, knowing that she's the first. When I sent the information to Mala, she said she was always suspecting there was more to Lena, but this makes things way more complicated. I had myself convinced that she was a victim of the NPV period, but knowing she's in the circle, she's in deep, and she could only have gotten that way willingly. Not always. Lena could still be a victim. Just because she's in the circle doesn't mean she wasn't brainwashed. She was literally raised by them. Who knows what they taught her to believe? If anyone could indoctrinate a child like that, they could. Maybe I can still get through to her in time. Well, we're on our own for this mission, so for now, Lena will have to wait. Right, all we can do is focus on something useful out of their mission. When we were in Terrana, Gordon mentioned that the voice has a hand in taking down Isabel and Bradshaw, which means we might have had a hand in it too. They probably used our evidence about the twins to sow disapproval. It's kind of poetic if you think about it. Do you think they know who the voice is? Maybe. They're probably not Pixelberry themselves, if the Pixelberry kicked them off their thrones. But they might know something that'll point us in the right direction and help us unmask another member of the Circle. If we leave soon, we should have time to pay them a visit before we're expected at Auvernal's palace. So we can follow our orders and take another step towards bringing the Pixelberry down. 2 birds, 1 stone. And then I guess I'll pick the Auvernal's new monarch, but with the Pixelberry involved, there has to be a catch, right? It's gotta be a test of some kind. So what happens if I pick the wrong answer? As Cordonian's king, I'm obliged to advise you to pick whoever is best for our people, and that can never be the wrong answer. I'd pick you if I could. Somehow I don't think that will go over well on Julia's talk show. On that note, you may want to dress up for the occasion, say in something regal and commanding like this. Liam offers you a new dress from the rack to try. Like the blue? Pretty? I think anything I say will go over there, over well in this. You could probably get away with declaring yourself Queen of Auvernal. I'd vote for you. I'm pretty sure that's not how anything works, but I'll take it. Now, I just have to have a flight to catch. After touching down in Auvernal, you set out for the drive to Bradshaw and Isabella's place. On the way, Amanda sits in your lap and watches the sights speed by out the window. It feels like forever since the last time I was in Auvernal. You were just a toddler back then. I was here before. She literally still is a baby. Remember, she's supposed to be, what, 2 years old now? Even 4, just no. No, but we had some Auvernese visitors in Cordonia for a while. Rude ones. You might have been too young to remember. You don't say.
I don't remember the mean twins.
Well, we're going to their house, but don't worry, Mommy and Daddy won't let them be mean to anyone. Soon your limo slows and you step out in front of a shockingly nice house nestled in a spacious estate. This is what passes for disposed in Auvernal. They should be in a cell after what they put your family in Cordonia through. Yeah, not living it up in a mansion. Knock, knock. That's right, Amanda. Let's do this thing. You walk up to the door and ring the doorbell. Surprisingly, Isabella opens the door herself. She rolls her eyes when she sees you. Oh, just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, Bradshaw! She shouts her husband's name over her shoulder, and he appears moments later wearing an equally disdainful expression. Oh, I remember something about never having to see your faces again. We aren't thrilled to be here either, but it is what it is. Can we come in? Fine, we're not exactly in a position to refuse. I mean, technically you are at your house. She leads you into a sitting room of the foyer, gesturing for you to take a seat. The rest of the group follows. So let's hear it. Based on past experience, I assume that you want something from us. We need information. God damn it, Liam. Finesse, dude. Oh, so that's why you didn't just sneak in and take whatever you wanted like you usually do. Kettle to pot, fam. Kettle to pot. Can we skip the snark and get to the bar where you tell us what we want to know? No thanks. We may not have the privilege of refusing a visit from the King and Queen of Cordonia, but that doesn't mean we have to help you. I'd rather sit in silence until a socially appropriate amount of time has passed and see you on your way. Wow, you really know how to take the pettiness to new heights. I mean, yeah. Come on. The sooner you help us, the sooner we'll leave. We've heard that line before, and yet here you are, again. And did I lie before? Have I ever stayed in your oh-so-pleasant company a second longer than I had to? You can draw this out, or you can just give us what we want and let us get out of your hair. Fine, we'll cooperate. Then we need to know exactly how you were taken out of power. It started after you revealed the twins' circumstances. Public opinion of us kept dropping lower and lower. I can't imagine why after you lied to them for years. The Royal Council began listening to stories about the shame we'd brought to the crown. Between that and the Riviala story leaking, they demanded our resignations. Are we supposed to feel bad that you were called out on stealing another country from its queen? It was just a straw that broke the camel's back. Naturally, you were the source of the problems. You have more powerful enemies than us. If they wanted you out, they would have found a way, no matter what we did. Maybe. I guess that's one of the many downsides to having a spineless toad for a husband. He's like a bait on a hook for ne'er-do-wells. Me? We could have avoided all this if you just agreed to one legitimate heir. Oh, so your dalliance is with the help on my fault. Stop shouting! Lyra stomps into the room in a huff, is close on her heels. I told you to stay in your room. We have guests. We can't watch you and entertain the guests at the same time.
Don't mean he's alone. Why can't Veronica watch us like before?
Ask your father. I'm sure he'd love to explain why we can't have certain help around the house anymore. There you go again, blaming me for everything. I'm not the only reason we lost our thrones, you know. You mean my thrones? Bradshaw and Isabella's argument picks up steam. Your friends leaning close, distracting you from one so pleasant drama that we could have had, lowering their voices.
Anyone else feel like they forgot we're here?
So then shut the hell up!
I'll say they're about to rehash every juicy detail of the fall from grace, unless we stop them, I suppose.
They've stacked the tender. Not the app, though. Doused it in lighter fluid and lit the match. I say we sit back and watch it burn. Yes, Drake, yes. Alright, let's see what Mama hath brought. So, Isabella, you're saying this whole thing is really Bradshaw's fault? I'm saying things might have gone differently if he wasn't such an insufferable fool. Oh, I'm the insufferable one, am I? Unless you forgot how much you made complete oath of yourself at the Arts Gala before we were forced out. Now, playing as Bradshaw, the festivities at your annual Arts Gala are well underway, but although there are clusters of movers and shakers all around, you find yourself with the worst possible company, your wife. I can't believe people are avoiding us. They're rulers, just because Cordonian Alliance fell through. Yes, it's definitely that, and not, oh, I don't know, our heirs being outed as the fruits of your torrid affair. Well, whatever the cause, I'm not going to stand here like a pariah in my own palace, come on. You storm up to a group of nobles and royals from Auvernal and abroad. Isabella's cousin, Lady Margaret, stops talking abruptly when she spots you, and a few of the others try to stifle their laughter. Something funny, Margaret? Oh, Lady Margaret was just... Oh, it's Emmeline. Oh no. Well, this confirms it. My cousin can speak for herself. Of course. I was just telling my friends how funny it is that you squandered such a fruitful opportunity with the Cordonians. Oh, it isn't very funny, now that I think about it. Pathetic would be a more accurate word. Oh, maybe next time you should try being more magnanimous. And Eric as well. Gotta wonder if Margaret isn't on it then. Listen here. You try going toe-to-toe with Queen Riley. She always wins. Wins, always. I've never met a woman more infuriating, aside from Isabella. Trouble in paradise, is it? Well, I suppose that makes sense. What? No, I didn't mean... This is about Queen Riley. No one could have done better against her. No one! Well, we'll just have to wait and see. She shoots you a sly smile before sliding away. Following by her companions. Beside you, Isabella takes a long sip of her wine. You really showed her. That's it. That's what this was all about. We paid diamonds for the stupidest thing I've ever watched in my entire life. I mean, besides the fact that there's, like, 2, like, clues. You think I behaved badly? That's anything compared to how you acted when the Royal Council took our crowns. Now, playing as Isabella, you stand patiently. Her and patiently don't go together. Before the Royal Council in the chambers, arms crossed, wondering what Bradshaw did to earn their summons. The High Counselor drones on and on. Curiously, Lady Margaret and Rena stand at the side of the room. You threaten war against neighboring nation, risking Auvernal's lives out of a selfish pursuit of power. You lied to the Royal Council about the public about the true heritage of your heirs, and we recently discovered that the annexation of Rivilla was an illegal seizure of foreign lands and properties. We're aware that you view these as missteps, but I assure you that our plan is... These actions on your parts have demonstrated volatile and negligent leadership, and people are demanding change. And I'm demanding justice. Swift and sweet. You're not suggesting... I wish it hadn't come to this, but you forced our hand. The Royal Council has voted to revoke your claim to the throne. If you resign, this can all end quietly with some small measure of dignity. Otherwise... No! What do? Blame or berate Bradshaw? Refuse their authority? Plead with Rena? No, that ain't gonna work. Let's just berate Bradshaw. We know everyone's gonna pick that anyway. Round on Bradshaw, your voice dripping with venom. This is your fault, you pig-headed self-agonizing, pathetic excuse for a king. How is this my fault? Stop playing the fool, you know exactly what you did. Oh, haven't heard that before. The words hiss come out as a hiss. If you just learned to keep it in your pants, our lives wouldn't be falling to ruin around us. Well, I've never heard that. Oh, would you take some responsibility for once? Guards escort them to the chambers to gather their belongings. The ridiculous councilman waves a dejected hand to several members of the honor guard. Then you breathe a sigh of relief. Surely they aren't traitors. Of course, Your Grace. No! You can't do this to me! How did you expect me to take the news, Bradshaw? Did you want me to smile and go along with it like I did when you asked me to raise your little demon spawn?
I am not a demon. Arr!
Shh! The adults are talking. Well, we've both seen how their arrangements worked out. It's 2 hours after your nanny walked out. You're at the wit's end with Bradshaw's horrid children. That's when you get the belt. Not hard. Bradshaw holds a vase aloft over his head as Lyra reaches for it, tugging on a suit jacket. You have an arm around Isaiah, holding him back.
Give me the vase! Give it!
Lyra, no, down! Jesus, she's like a dog.
Give me the vase or I'll tell Grandma you treated me like a dog!
I mean, technically you are. You enjoyed the pained expression in Bradshaw's eyes at the mention of his mother. After a moment's hesitation, he relents.
Yay, my face! Ain't no fear.
As soon as Lyra's hands wrap around the narrow neck of the porcelain, she raises the paws up and smashes it on the ground. You release Isaac, rushing to kneel beside the precious shards. Oh, I could send both of you to an Ivy League school in America for half what this costs.
I want to break a vase.
No, in fact, go to your rooms this instant. Isaac looks sad for a moment, then perks up with a wicked smile and runs down the hall towards his room, but stops to grab 2 vases of flowers that flank the doorway. Ah ha ha ha! Oh god. You look in utter horror as he slams both vases to the floor with a resounding crash of ceramic on stone.
I didn't break a vase!
Leave. Scream. Cry. No, she's not the type to cry. Shouldn't sock. You sit in shocked silence for a moment, then throw your head back and let out a long, primal, extremely pent-up scream, which I will not be doing. Ah! I'll do that. You feel worlds better once you finish, but right up until the twins follow suit. Ah! Okay, they're children. Ah! Ah! Get the belt! Get the belt! Okay, fine, I'll admit that I played a role in our fate. But don't forget that we lost our last shreds of support from the people together. Now playing as Bradshaw. You lounge on the couch, flipping through the channels in your new daily ritual when you see a familiar face on the screen. It's a pleasure to be here, Miss Riviera. Isabella, you have to see this. She takes her sweet time, but eventually joins you on the couch as Rena finishes recapping how horribly you treated her. The most popular talk show host in Auvernal hangs on every word. But I've been so lucky to have the support of the Rivierans and the Avernese people throughout it all. Geopolitics aside, what was it like trying to negotiate with bullies like Bradshaw and Isabella? It was impossible, as I'm sure you can imagine, but as hard as it was for me, it was worse for my children. The former queen was awful to them both, especially my son. She made snide comments about his appearance and interests, saying she was so glad he wasn't being married into their family. Oh, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. It's unconscionable. Next, we'll talk to viewers at home. Call the number on the screen if you have a question for our guest. She looks like a 1960s, I'm trying to remember that robot kid. She looks like the female part of that anime or cartoon, whatever you want to call it. How dare they talk about you like that? I can't believe that woman who let a rabid beast like her on television. It's slander, or at least libel. So are you going to stand there and let this happen? What do you expect me to do? Oh no, this is gonna end horrible. Let me guess, call him to the show? She grabs the phone and holds it out to you. Call in and defend me! Your temper inflamed, you snatch the phone from her hand and dial the number on the screen. Welcome to the Juliera Riviera show. Who am I speaking to? I'm a concerned, loyal Avernese citizen. Consider me an every man, one who hates to see an honorable king get insulted like this. How can you people sit around and talk about him, sit around and talk about him like that? An everyman, huh? Folks, I believe we have the honor of speaking to His Former Majesty himself, Bradshaw Achilles. How would you know that? You gotta wonder. Also, he got in before everybody else? Really? You end the call with a swift tap of your finger and practically throw the phone down on the cushion beside you. You're an absolute embarrassment, Bradshaw! You're both children. I'm serious, you should have never had children yourselves. Now playing as Riley, thank God it's over. Wow, you handled that smoothly. I still don't see how your televised folly was my fault. You handed me the phone! And then what, forced you to dial the number? This is like watching a daytime soap opera in life. Yeah, and it sucks. Well, like most soap operas.
They're so mad. Part of me feels like we should just do something, but most of me just wants to enjoy the show.
Most of me wants to leave. I'm just glad these two don't have real power anymore. They're clearly not cut out for it. I'll say, they're like strutting chickens trying to get a few pecks in.
How do they stand each other?
From the evidence, I don't think they even do. You know, these two were made for each other. I've never met two more spoiled, selfish, melodramatic people in my life. It's a perfect match.
I'd love to let them go on, but
we should get focused on the mission. Or the mission before the mission? Well, anyway. Hey! You wave your hands, and both Bradshaw and Isabella turn to look at you. Yeah, you quickly forgot we're here, huh? Focus up. We don't have time for this. We need to know the names of anyone who could have been involved in ousting you. Anyone who could have turned the media against you. Really? Really? Was what we just went through completely pointless and we didn't pick up the two names of the people? Margot and Marina. Or who might have leaked unflattering information to your royal council? Well, Duke Landon and Duchess Emmeline came here on vacation right before it all happened. It doesn't exactly strike me as suspicious. Emmeline's always been out to get me. I saw her pawing around on one of the council members, and if she thought her snide comments behind my back or while we were in Cordonia were subtle, she was very wrong. Julia Riviera also made a good use of her show to paint an unflattering picture of us. Yeah, but she's media. You share a quick glance with your friends, lowering your voice. Emmeline is in the VMPery, not to mention our court. Her connections would be useful in the Voice's line of work. And we know the Voice is a parent, just like Emmeline and Julia. Both are in a position to influence media narratives in their own way.
And I guess we've got ourselves two suspects.
4. If you're done muttering to yourselves, can you please get out of our house?
Yeah, make the stinky baby go away. I'm not stinky and I'm not a baby.
You tell him, Amanda. If anyone stinks in here, it's the twins of manners. But before we take our leave, I just wanted to say, enjoy your hellspawn. People say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and the best payback I can imagine is you having to deal with the selfish monsters you created. Bye! And with that, you step outside to find a helicopter waiting for you.
Mommy, Daddy, it's a helicopter. Are we flying?
Finding you wasn't easy, but I have orders to escort you to the Auvernal Palace, courtesy of someone who's eager to meet you. I guess we're flying, baby girl. Really, then? Had a hard time finding us? Really? After a short ride, which Amanda spends eagerly peering out the window, you all touch down in front of the Auvernal Palace. Inside, you're greeted by a familiar face. Oh, look at that. What a surprise. She's not a friendly face. Queen Riley, it's been too long, and I can't forget my favorite author, Maxwell Beaumont. Rena. I was expecting to find a friendly face around her. I'm happy to have an ally in these shark-infested waters myself. I'm grateful to the VMPery for their help, but it's reassuring to see someone like you in their ranks. Wait. So you know about them? Drake, how's this a shock to you, dude? Does this mean you're running for queen? I do and I am, but if we must talk business, let's at least do it over some refreshments. He indicates a table laden with apple-themed pastries and drinks, unisex decor in Cordonian blue and gold. And might I say, Riley, you look outstanding. I'll never understand how you find the time to be fashionable in between your duties to the daughter of the Dominion. It's a tough job, but someone has to do it. You've outdone yourself, Rena. This tastes like genuine Cordonian rubies. And is that a hint of orange?
It's so yummy.
You don't realize how hard it is to talk like a child with her mouth full. It's very hard. Amanda speaks with a mouthful of apple fritter as you sample a refreshing, lightly spiced cider. You also taste a hint of citrus. It's secretly poison. I wanted to show the Cordonian and Auvernal don't have to be oil and water they've been in the recent past. It's my earnest hope that we can heal old wounds and start working towards an alliance based on common goals. That all sounds great, but how'd you get mixed up with the Vian-Piri? The voice contacted me in exile and offered me a chance at revenge against my usurpers by telling my story. I'm bummed, but I won't be the one breaking the news in my sequel. I would have done you proud. I know you would have, but I had to seize the opportunity. When Bradshaw and Isabella annexed Trivala, they left a clause that placed the Riverine monarch in a line of succession. So with no true-born heirs in place, you have a legitimate claim to the throne. Precisely, but I knew I would need Vian-Piri support to make the claim to reality, so I joined. Well, we really appreciate your hospitality, Ben. You can't decide the fate of nations based on a dessert spread, I understand. So I promise you this. My first act as queen will be to arrest and try Bradshaw and Isabella for their crimes. Meanwhile, my counterpart is happy to leave them in the lap of luxury. Justice be damned. They deserve a hell of a lot worse than that. The only other promise I can make is that I won't forget the kindness you showed me when I was at my lowest. Well, I'll have to make the best choice for the Condonian people. I can't make any promises until I've met the other candidate. As much as I like you, I have to think of my people as well. I would say the same if I were in your shoes. The moment is interrupted by a loud clack of heels on marble. Rena grimaces. It seems Lady Margaret is ready to meet you. Oh, you two had a falling out, I see. Amanda, why don't you stay here with Rena and Daddy, and then the desserts while Mommy has a chat?
Okay, more desserts.
Across the room, as a woman enters the hallway wearing a well-tailored dress and a haughty smile. Queen Riley, we meet at last. I hope you enjoyed the travel arrangements I made for you. So you set the helicopter? Nice touch. I'm Lady Margaret, Isabella's cousin, though I'm sure you've already heard of me. Her eyes flicked to Rena's spread on the far side of the foyer. Of course, no effort on Rita's part, great or small, could make up for the fact that I'm the only real choice. What's that supposed to mean? You know how decisions like this work. It all comes down to how much you know and who you know. King Eric told me as much himself, and you know how powerful a face he is to have on your side. I see that you're familiar with the roles of our mutual friends. You're no new recruit like Rena. I'm a power player like you, not some pathetic opportunist who will never be anything but a tool to the Vian-Piri. Tell me, if I chose you, how will that help my people? A naive question for someone involved in the Vian-Piri, but I have no interest in Cordonia's affairs. I won't interfere with your matters of state as long as you don't interfere with Auvernal. I don't plan to make a mess of things like my cousin and her husband did. So if I pick you, the Cordonian doesn't have to worry about Auvernal for as long as you reign? Not to mention you'll have passed the little loyalty test with flying colors. Loyalty test? As I said, I'm the only real choice. If you don't believe me, you can ask Eric himself. Now, why don't I make some small talk with my so-called rivals? You can talk it over with your husband and friends. Interesting. You return to the dessert table and recap your conversation as Lady Margaret pulls Rena aside. She's convinced that this was a test and she's the right answer. But that's the catch. The Vian-Piri wants you to prove you're committed enough to put one of their loyalists on the throne, no matter what that means to Cordonia. But it is still a choice, and I certainly trust Rena over Margaret to rule one of the most powerful neighbors. Plus, we'd make sure Bradshaw and Isabella pay for what they've done. Margaret doesn't seem to care. True, but if picking Lady Margaret keeps us in the Vian-Piri's good books, that might be better in the long run. Maxwell's got a point. It won't matter who our neighbors are if we can't get close enough to the circle to take Fia and Piri down. So, this just is another game to them. Fia and Piri don't care how this affects Avernese, Ryovians, or Cordonians. It's just another way that the regular people have to pay the price for their whims. You don't have to decide yet. You have all night to think about it. To decide the future of a whole kingdom. Man, I got shivers just thinking about it. Well, at least there's one upside no matter what. Whoever you pick will owe you, and they might know something about the voice. Marina did say they worked together directly to remove Bradshaw and Isabella. And if Lady Margaret knows Eric as well as she says, she could know the identities of other Circle members. If either of them can tell us about the voice, it'll get us that much closer to taking Fia and Piri down for good.
Yeah, no more secret club.
You notice Lady Margaret and Rena make their way towards you. Since you won't be announcing your choice until tomorrow, I've arranged rooms for you at the Clifton Avernese's finest hotel. You'll find a limo waiting for you just outside the palace. They will. That's very generous of you, Lady Margaret. Rena steps forward quickly, schooling her flustered expression into a smile. I've heard the Clifton has unparalleled spa services. I'd be happy to cover the cost if you wanted to try them.
Oh, fancy.
Very kind of both of you to offer them, but you should know that any gifts won't sway Riley's decision. Of course not! It's just a gesture of neighborly hospitality. I didn't mean to suggest anything like that. You would have been better off to just go, would you like me to, join you for a coffee? That'll warm me up. It's tempting, but it'll be past Amanda's bedtime soon.
Let us worry about that. I have a new bedtime story I've been wanting to tell her. Anyway, a new story, I want to hear it. Never say no to Amanda time, and I'll make sure she doesn't stay up too late.
Liam grins at you and a hint of heat in his gaze. And if Amanda and our friends have their plans, there's nothing stopping us from a spa night, if you're interested. Fine. I could use some relaxation. Please. Then our chariot awaits. Limo takes you to a luxurious hotel where a concierge sees you straight to the spa after you get Amanda settled in with Maxwell. You're surprised to find 2 massage tables prepared and candles lit, filling the room with a heady floral aroma. I have to hand it to Clifton, they don't mess around with the customer service. I may have made arrangements while you were helping settle Amanda in. Ever the Prince Charming, aren't you? It's my job, no matter what the rest of Cordonia calls me. The door opens and the 2 messieurs enter. One approaches as the other starts readying bottles of oil. Hey, it's the Rock. Kinda. What is up with the gold chain? Can we get rid of it? It just looks so weird.
It's an honor to have the King and Queen of Cordonia on our tables today. What are the 2 of you in the mood for tonight?
You taking off that ridiculous oversized chain? We'll have a deep tissue massage.
My specialty. I'll warn ya, I don't go easy on first-time clients.
I think I can handle it. She's even tougher than she looks.
Go ahead and get changed, and we'll get you on your way to total relaxation.
You and Liam change into towels, then lay face down on the massage tables. Strong hands begin to work your shoulders instantly, realizing more tension than you realized you were carrying. Strong hands begin to work the muscles of your back, the pressure growing deeper with each stroke. Wow, you weren't kidding. The monsieur chuckles softly as he increases the pressure, his thumbs deftly finding the areas holding the most tension and working them loose. What did I do to make that muscle so sore? I swear you do have some kind of knot-seeking radar. Your monsieur works his way down your back, leaving light, airy sensations in the wake of the firm press.
With tension like this, you must be carrying a lot of weight on your shoulders. I take it running a country is hard work.
There's that, plus parenting a 4-year-old princess. She really puts us through our paces. We keep up with her, but most of the time, it's hard work. Plus, keeping secrets takes a lot out of me.
Secrets?
Sorry, if I told you, they wouldn't be secrets. It's all part of our royal responsibility. Between that and the stress of our everyday life, it's, let's just say, my wife deserves some pampering. Yeah, when this is over, I'll need, a spa month to recover. Nothing but mud wraps, saunas, and the kind of plush robes you can only find in hotel closets. I'll make the arrangements just as long as I can join you. It wouldn't be complete without you. Eventually, after it feels like each of your muscles has been tenderized into putty, your messieurs quietly take their leave. This was an amazing idea. Points to Rena. Liam sits on the edge of his table, heat in his gaze as he eyes you. Light from the candles flickers across his oiled muscles. Let's not discount Lady Margaret's contribution just yet. Not until we've seen the bedroom. Oh, I see what you did there, Liam. Moments later, Liam pushes the door to your room open and immediately pulls you into his arms, barely pausing to close the door as his lips find yours. You seem a little hot and bothered for someone who just got the massage of a lifetime. You bite his lower lip teasingly as you push him backwards towards the plush, welcoming man. It doesn't matter how relaxed I am, you can always rile me up again. Good to know. You climb onto his lap, straddling his legs and pressing another passionate kiss to his lips as he wraps his arms around you, pulling you close. The skin is smooth, slick from the massage oil, his body warm beneath your hands, with only the towels between you. Riley, I can't tell you how much I want you right now. Liam. Yep. I had a nice relaxing massage, dude. Come on now. Just put your arms around me. And some more kisses. Definitely more kisses. That can be arranged. Liam scoots backward on the bed, pulling you with him until you both rest against the headboard. You nestle close against his side. He leans down to kiss you sweetly, stroking the arm you have tucked around his waist. So, I'm pretty sure that monsieur is a wizard. He used some forbidden magic to transform me into a pile of sentient noodles. Yeah, those two really know their trade. Luckily, I don't think it was a transfiguration spell. You look like a human, Riley. I know and love. That's probably for the best. I don't think Spaghetti Riley would play well on TV. That would make for a very different headline. But I'll be in the headlines soon. I can't quite my mind around how big of a decision this is. You hold the fate of a country in your hands on a daily basis, Riley. You can't always hold it or handle it with grace and wisdom. This feels differently. Normally it's like driving a car, just shifting the steering wheel. Shifting the steering wheel? Yeah, boy. This is like being a train conductor heading right towards a split in the tracks. It's huge. We're basically setting the course of history. I don't love the circumstances, but I can't deny that it's a pretty incredible feeling. If anyone has to wield power like this, I'm glad it's you. I wouldn't trust anyone else in the VN period with it. The way you believe in me, that's what gives me the strength to face this. That and the way Amanda looks up to me. I have to do this for her. Sigh, snuggling closer to Liam. Do you think she'll look back when she's older and think we did the right thing? I wonder about that all the time. I have to hope. If nothing else, we'll make a better world for her. I could live with failing at everything else, just as long as we take care of our daughter. I know she's your highest priority, and no matter what else, she'll always know that too. I love you so much, my king. I love you to the moon and back, my queen. Liam presses a sweet, lingering kiss to your lips before falling back on the pillow, and eventually you doze off to sleep in his arms. Not everything has to be about Chihuahua. Also, Pixelberry might take a page out of my book and learn what escalating is in slow, sensual manners. The next morning, you and your entourage arrive at the set of a Julia Riviera show.
I mean, look, so many cameras.
That's right, we're going to be on those cameras soon. Being interviewed by one of the top suspects for The Voice. It's a little hard to believe someone so famous could be in the circle. Really? Okay. You spot Rena and Lady Margaret on the opposite sides of the room as Julia approaches. And they're going to love you, especially when you look so fabulous. We're on in 10. Just remember, Riley, when I ask you a question about the candidates, some very important people will be listening for your answer. I don't think I could forget if I wanted to. Then it sounds like you're ready, places! Soon the cameras are rolling, as you sit beside Liam, with Amanda on your lap. Hello and welcome to the Julia Riviera Show. I'm your host, Julia Riviera, and today I'm joined by Cordonian's own first family. I'd like to begin with a question for the Heir, Princess Amanda. What do you think of Auvernal? Amanda pauses for a moment, furrowing her brows, though in deep in thought.
It's okay. My palace is better, though.
So precocious. Amanda... That just means she's a little homesick. Of course, Avenese Palace is beautiful, but comparing it to Cordonia's would be like comparing apples and oranges. Well said. They both certainly have their charms.
But apples are more better.
Now a question for King Liam. What's it like living with the famed Cordonian queen and the Royal Heir? He's a king, for Christ's sakes, really? Wow, alright. Raising a child is always hectic, even more so when you also have a country to run. But Riley's an amazing wife and a wonderful mother. It's a beautiful, controlled chaos, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Even when the chaos is only sort of controlled. Even then.
Love you, Daddy.
Oh, if you're anything like the power couple you seem to be, I don't doubt it. Julie turns to you as the adoring murmur from the audience dies down. Now, Queen Riley, you recently had the chance to meet the two candidates for Auvernal's next queen. As the most powerful woman in Cordonia, tell us, who do you think would be a better leader? It's tough to say. On one hand, I've worked with Rena before, and I think she's a great ally for Cordonia. On the other hand, Lady Margaret has a lot of international connections that would set her up to succeed. But if I were to pick Royal Council, I'd pick Rena. Queen Rena is the rightful ruler of Riviola. Since Riviola is part of Auvernal now, it's the logical choice. Besides, she's a thoughtful and kind person. She'd make sure our countries remained at peace. You heard it here first, folks. Queen Riley supports Rena for the throne. Thank you, Riley, Liam, and Princess Amanda for being with us today. Until tomorrow, I'm Julia Riviera. Wonder how they'll either disagree or agree with this. Liam takes Amanda for a snack once you get off the stage. As soon as you're alone, Lady Margaret storms up to you. You've made a big mistake. When our leaders find out... What makes you think they'd take your side? They sent me here for a reason. Whatever. You're going to regret this. Uh-huh. Tell Bradshaw and Isabel I said hi from their new jail cell. She turns on her heel and storms off, but you notice Rena waiting patiently nearby. I'm guessing congratulations are in order. I'm sure the plans for your coronation are already being drawn up. Thank you for the congratulations and for choosing me. You did the right thing for the people of Cordonia and Auvernal, and were in your debt. You could pay off that debt now by telling everyone that you know about the Voice. If the Voice wants you to know something, they'll tell you. If you want my advice, stay out of the Circle's business. You just said you owe me. If you answer me, maybe I can help you later. If you could say I'm a rising star in our ranks, I'm a powerful ally as proven today. That's a valid point. People like us have to stick together. I've never seen the voice without her mask. All I can tell you is that while I was working with her on Bradshaw and Isabella campaign, she let something slip. The voice is involved with the elite in Via Imperi School. Either her children's a student there, or she works there. Or both. What's the name of the school? The Vox Nostra Academy. If the voice is connected to the school, then we owe it a visit. We're just gonna visit a random school. You finally have a lead on the voice's identity, but can you investigate without blowing your cover? Find out next time! Well, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It's there on your very screen. Without further ado, thank you all for watching. It is very much appreciated if you somehow, someway support this channel. There's a lot going on in September, and I need to address it, and lots coming your way. So yeah, stay tuned. Big announcements, big news, big things that you probably didn't see coming. So thanks for watching once again, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace out.